Hi, it's me, Rasheed, coach, speaker and author of Become Who You Are, Soul Trader and the Gift of Inner Success. And here we are, it's February. Welcome to the February issue of Catch the Coach, your newsletter and video newsletter for inner fulfillment. And here we are in February, and February is synonymous for the most famous day in February is the 14th, right at the heart of the month, Valentine's Day. It's all about love, but often we just think about romantic love. Every February, I like to look at relationships in the round, and that means your relationship with yourself, your relationship with life itself, and your relationship with everybody else. In this short newsletter, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Your relationship with yourself, your relationships with those and people in your life, your relationship with your work or your business, and your relationships with everybody else. Because Einstein was right about this relativity. Everything is about relationships and how we relate. Let's start off and let's kick off with the relationship you have with yourself. I have a saying, you may have heard it already. The relationship you should have with yourself is ally, ambassador, beloved, best friend. I will keep saying that. It's really, really important. This journey has to begin with you. You know, whatever you might want to achieve in your career, in your business, home, whatever, or in relationships or romantic relationships, Valentine's, it has to begin with you. So really taking care of who you are. That means taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, and physically. My tip is to start with your health, because without health, there is nothing. So really allow yourself that time to be kind to yourself, to tend to your health, to be really kind and caring towards yourself. So yourself and your health, because that really is the bedrock of any real wealth. So yourself, your health, and any real wealth. So my tip is just allow yourself that time that you need for you, for your well-being, for your health, to making sure that you're sleeping as well as that you can, that you're eating mindfully and balanced. We tend to know the things that we should and shouldn't do and the things that work for us. And to try and get the exercise that you need, that relationship with yourself, and listening to the signs of when you need to pause, take a break, regroup, etc. So that's your relationship with yourself, and being kind to yourself, not beating yourself up. Ally, ambassador, beloved, best friend. Now let's take up, look at your relationships. This might include your romantic relationships, or your relationships with friends and family. And on the one hand, these relationships can be some of the most rich and beautiful relationships that we have. They give life so much meaning. They often beget life, and they're where we begin life, and are the base camp and the building blocks of our life, right? But very often for many people that they can be challenging. So first of all, of course, if you arrive from that place of self-love, you're going to be more available to be kind and loving in your relationships. My tip here in terms of relationships is to be kind of aware, what's the proximity that is wise for you to have with absolutely everybody in every relationship in your life. So often what you need to do is honor all relationships, and often there's three things. There's you, there is the other, and there's the relationship. So you've got you, you've got the, let's see if I can do that. You can see the top of the cup there, can't you? So so imagine that, let's imagine for a moment you've got you, you've got the other person, and you've got the relationship itself. All three things need to be honored. You taking care of yourself, we talked about that. Honoring the other, who they are, they're on their own journey. You've got to honor who they are on their own path. And the relationship is space in the middle. But often there's that thing about what is the ideal degree of proximity that is really healthy for you. I think this is very true. For example, if you take family relationships, sometimes if it's like that, sometimes it can work, but sometimes by giving each other just that little bit more space to be and breathe, it can really, really help. Same thing in all of your relationships. How is that you can honor yourself, the other, and then the relationship itself, and know that all relationships will shift and that they will change. The one relationship that you're going to be with throughout the entire journey is yourself, but you're wanting to be kind and caring as you can to others as you can. That leads us nicely to relationship with everyone else. I want to in a moment talk about your relationship with work and business, or wherever it is that you are. But your relationship with everybody else. Maybe this is a good moment to bring in one of my quotes. I have this saying that what people say and feel about you when you leave the room is your job whilst you're in the room. What people say and feel about you when you leave the room is your job whilst you're in the room. And you may have seen also, I posted a quote a while ago of mine, and it's saying that your goodwill bank account with everyone should be in credit. So how is it you're showing up in relationships? When you've done the self-work of loving yourself, it becomes easier to do this piece of work in terms of loving others. But actually, let me pause there and bring in another piece of the puzzle that will really, really help you. So I talked about the relationship with yourself. I talked about some of those near and present relationships. But actually the thing that may will help you, especially if you're thinking, Rasheed, I'm finding this difficult, is your relationship with life itself. So once you embrace yourself, then you can begin to embrace life itself. You've got two choices in life. You can fight it or you can embrace it. If you fight it, you'll lose because you are it and it is you. You are part of it. When you open your eyes in the morning, the world appears. When you close your eyes at night, it vanishes. So you are part and parcel of life. Part of it and parcel. The parcel through which it expresses it to yourself. So embrace life. I have a saying, don't hold on for dear life. Hold life dearly. So your relationship with life. And then, you can look at the family and the romantic and the other relationships. And then you can begin to look at your relationships with everyone else, realizing that everybody else is on their journey. How is it that you're able to be kind? And how is it that you're able to show up with that, that goodwill bank account that I've talked about? That goodwill account. What people say and think about you when you leave the room is your job whilst you're in the room. And that leads us beautifully to career and business. Whatever it is that you do in your business. And that leads me nicely to my quote of the month. So that this leads us a nice way in. So I want you to take your tip, my tip of the month, if you like, is that what people say and feel about you when you leave the room is your job whilst you're in it. So decide how it is that you want people to see you. Decide how it is that you want to treat other people. Of course, some people may not be able to. There'll be all sorts of dynamics, power, privilege, perception, and so on. But if you show up with heart, which is what this month is about, which is what love is ultimately about, it can shift those relationships. And also, if you show up with that self-love, it means that you're at peace with yourself. So what other people think and feel about you, you're not going to be trapped in that. And you'll see that often when people aren't able to treat you with love, it's because of where it is that they're at. So love has to be given for its own sake because everyone is worthy of it. Let's move back then to this thing about your work. Are you doing what you love? Do you hate your work? If you hate what you're doing, ask yourself, what are your passions? Again, that heart work, passion. What do you love? What are the elements within your work that you love, or the elements within your business that you love? Maybe it's the bits to do with people, maybe it's the bits to do with detail, maybe it's the bits to do with creativity, maybe it's the bits to do with where you're dealing with data, whatever it might well be. We all wired, configured differently. Find the bits that you love. If you're really wanting to reconnect, if you're at a point of where you don't love what you do, or you're wanting to fall back in love with what you do, there's 2 events of mine that you might want to come along to that might help you. My Networking for Success Express event, which is free and online. The next date is the 13th of February. That will help you to, Monday the 13th of February, from 2 to 3 p.m. On my website. You'll see the link below here, rizaro.com, in the events page. That's all about how it is you can build your career or your business through rich relationships. That might be really useful and it might well be if you're at the point where you're not in love with your business and you're wanting to follow your career and you're wanting to reconnect with it, or you're wanting to build those relationships with everyone else. This is the event for you, because this event is all about relationships. It's all about human relationships. My second event that might well be useful for you if you're on that business journey is Reset, Restart, part of the British Library's Reset, Restart your events. And it's called Renew Your Business Purpose, which is all about connecting with yourself at heart. And it's based on my book, Soul Trader, Putting the Heart Back into Your Business. But to round off this stuff about career and business, I have a saying, your job, and this is a quote of the month, your job is to do your job with all your heart, to the best of your ability. Life will go its own merry way, its own merry pace. But if you do, you and life will be the richer for you being here. Let me say that again. Your job is to do your job with all your heart to the best of your ability. Life will go its merry way, its own merry pace. But if you do, your life will be the richer for it. This actually quote brings together everything that I've talked about. Your job is to do your job. What I mean that is by your life's work, your life's calling, what your passion is, what your talent is, how it is that you show up. To do that with heart, in your relationships, in life itself, in your career, in your business, with all your heart to the best of your ability. And if you do that, your life will be richer. Everybody's life that you meet and encounter will be the richer. And that's the invitation of life. So thank you very much for listening to me. You know, you can sign up to, if you want the print version of this, where I often have other bits and pieces, on my website, rosario.com. On the homepage, you'll see a thing where you can sign up for Catch the Coach. If you want a product to help you from my bookstore, rosario.com, the one I'd recommend this month is Become Who You Are. It's so dear to my heart. It's a semi-meditative talk, and it has 14 chapters. Welcome, the myth of modern living, finding yourself, the root before the problem, shopping basket of ideas, brushing the dust from the flower, call off the search, you're already whole, the value of fear, the call from within, deep understanding the present, and the birthplace of true liberation, which love and compassion is. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for tuning in to Catch the Coach. Look forward to seeing you soon. And I may well see you at Networking for Success Express and at Reset, Restart, Renew Your Business Purpose. Sending you lots and lots of love. Oh, and by the way, if you like music, there's a link with this. On Valentine's Day, I'm launching my new, my latest video from my album Learn to Love. So there's again that love theme, and it's called Compassion Road. If you go onto Rasheed Ogunlaru, if you go onto YouTube and you search Rasheed Ogunlaru Music, you will find my YouTube channel. I think it's YouTube/Ogunlaru Music. And you will then see that we're having the premiere at 7 p.m. on the 14th of February, UK time, GMT. If you can't make it live, then any time after 7 p.m. GMT on the 14th of February, you'll be able to see the video for Catch the Coach from my new album, Learn to Love, which is available across music platforms. Sending you lots of love from me, Rasheed.